I think we all perhaps have this idea that we'll put together an impact portfolio or we'll be hedge fund managers in an impact fund of, $10 billion. And it's just important to know that this is a vast field. And it's very difficult for people to know what the difference is between private equity, hedge funds, the public markets, the debt markets, credit analysis.
This space is about using the capital markets to address some of the world's most vexing problems, poverty, climate change, clean water education, racial equity, gender equity.
What's beautiful about this field is you can come into the world of finance and try to say, how can I have a lot of impact? Is there a place for me in the world of finance? For some of you, you'll have an MBA. For some of you, you'll have an undergraduate degree. But the roles within impact finance are extraordinarily varied. And so you can bring your passion, whether it's the circular economy, whether it's cleaning up oceans, whether it's the energy transition. It can almost be, if it's social justice, environmental justice, having some kind of an impact in the world.
There are a number of ways of addressing it through directly working for an asset management firm, and it's really reimagining capitalism. So investing with a ESG, environmental social governance lens across asset classes, whether it's stocks, whether it's private equity, whether it's bonds. There are ways of incorporating sustainability in there to have better outcomes and to make better corporate citizens of the corporations. That's one way. You can work directly for a corporation. In the world of CSR, corporate social responsibility is also changing. It's evolving where, and I'm oversimplifying things, but in the past it had been maybe more about employee volunteerism, making sure that you recycle. Now it's much more tied to the investment side of the house in disclosing things like carbon emissions, diversity, and also working with investors and other key stakeholders to transform that company or make that company a better corporate citizen and much more sustainable, because there is a direct relationship between how a company behaves from a sustainability standpoint and its performance. And we believe that also on the investment side, better investments are made through companies that take sustainability is a key part of that process. We need regulators, we need academics, we need data providers. A number of Bard graduates now are working with various data providers like CDP, like Sustainalytics, and MSCI, S&P Global. These are large multinational firms that support portfolio managers and other investors and other key stakeholders to help them make better decisions as to which companies to invest in. So there's a variety of different types of careers that one can pursue.
We've faced an interesting challenge because most of our students, MBA students, are not kind of following the traditional Wall Street path, right? They didn't major in business or economics as undergrads and then, work for Wall Street for 4 or 5 years or for a bank.
I think that the industry is also evolving where knowledge of sustainability issues is becoming important, in addition to having a base knowledge in capital markets concepts, whether it's climate change or diversity or whatever. Having a knowledge base of that and how to integrate that into investment decisions, that is becoming more and more desired from a number of employers.
I like to embody that spirit that really people with different backgrounds can get into this space. So my early career years were in education. My teaching experience, I was always at schools that had some kind of sustainability mission. I really cared about climate change, and as the climate crisis became more and more dire, I really wanted to move into something that could have more impact instead of just assuring kids that they would grow up and be able to solve climate change when 2030 will already be far and gone. So I turned to the Bard MBA. It seemed like the perfect opportunity for me to get some skills outside of the education pedagogy and really open up my options to be in many different spaces. I was sort of thinking like sustainability consulting for organizations or nonprofits at first, because I did not see myself in finance. But despite myself, I really became passionate about the theory of change behind impact finance, that we can use it to hold corporations accountable to their actions and to incentivize corporations to perform better.
So the real trick to making a transition into the impact finance space is to get experience. In addition to academic training, which you're going to need, you've got to get experience.
In order to get the experience, you kind of have to make the experience. And so I did a lot of work through the MBA, particularly around case competitions or just little side hustle projects that I would work on with other MBAs who are interested, to like really dig into what a prospectus is and what it looks like and what all the mechanisms that are hidden in there, investment policy statements, and kind of like practicing getting your hands dirty in those kinds of industry specific things. Gives you that level of baseline knowledge that you can enter these interview contexts and conversations where you understand where ESG fits into the context of finance in general, and that is your expertise, to have that deep knowledge about the ESG landscape itself.